So, all right, I just found out that my voice wasn't coming out. Let's see what's going on Facebook. Okay, now I believe that everything is all right. Everything is okay. So we have to, make it happen. Great and wonderful people of Biafra, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night to some of you, depending on where you are watching from. I greet you and I welcome you to this program. Welcome, Kara Gold, great comrade. You're welcome. I welcome you to this edition of this program where I am going to navigate those, we are going to actually discuss on how to reintegrate those who has been on the other side and decided now to join us once again. So we are going to be discussing that this evening. We are going to be discussing on how and the things that we need to explore to release our leader Ohamadike Oku. Good son, good evening, welcome. So it is very, very important that while you are joining, share the video, invite others to join. If you are watching on YouTube at Judge Money Blog Africa, if you are watching on Facebook at Judge Money Blog, share the video. If you are watching on Twitter, don't forget to retweet the video. And those of you who derailed from what we are doing due to one reason or the other, there are some people who actually derailed even though it was not their intention. So, those are the people which we are going to be speaking with today. If you have derailed and you have no idea what you were doing, you were moved or you were vulnerable because of the kidnap of Mazen Namdekano, and the enemy took advantage of your vulnerability and sweep you off your feet. Those are the people that I want to be talking, you know, about today, because it is time for you to channel your energy for something that is going to help you. And you stop being deceived, because you cannot, see that you are being deceived. You continue to be there while wasting your time. This is as a result of that is the history that is repeating itself. If you remember, during the time the Israelite was coming out of the land of Egypt, instruction was given to them by Chukwokikabiama through Moses, their leader. And this instruction, and they were given a database where which or with which they were going to live. They decided to ignore that database, or like call it program. They decided to ignore it and look for a better one that they believe, or as per their belief. They looked for it. They actually embraced it, which was the reason why the journey that they're supposed to travel in days, they traveled the journey several years. So it is important that we continue to actually bring you back to the history and the memory lanes, that you may know that the story of the Israelites during the time Chukwokikabiama was taking them out of the land of Egypt, which is the land of Egypt you find yourself today, but so many of you does not understand the analogy. But it is very, very important that you know it. And that as a result of you know, our rebellious nature, we are not very good with instruction. we always go contrary to instruction, and we always chase something like a shadow instead of facing reality or being realistic with what we are doing. Of course, today your days to give you Biafra has elapsed. That is as a result of somebody delaying you, wasting your time coming into the program to make sure that they sabotage the program that you were given as an instruction to follow. And while they are sabotaging the program, they are bringing you back. It is a setback. No wonder you will no longer see Lai Mohammed coming online to talk about IPOB. No wonder Lai Mohammed is no longer, in the media, because their agent is in the media doing their bidding, doing the job that they were actually grappling to do over the years. So that is the reason why I want you, if you are joining this program, invite all those, tag those people who have fallen on the roadside. Tag them, inform them that we are here to do an interactive session. And first of all, before we get to this interactive session, I want you to know that there is something we need to understand. Of course, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been in the solitary confinement. The reason why he is been in the solitary confinement, or the reason why Nigeria government refused to release him, even when the court of a competent jurisdiction discharged and acquitted him, they refused to release him. And of course, the selection process came and passed, which is the reason why some of our politicians, all these politicians who call themselves Igbo or Biafran politicians, who decided that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to suffer in the quest of their Igbo presidency. And they were ignoring the fact that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was the reason why they started agitating for Igbo presidency. And as a result of their selfishness, as a result of their appreciation, of their lack of appreciation towards those who paved the way, or towards those who made it possible for them to start agitating against the system that is being controlled by Fulani, which is the feudal system of government, which will never allow you to take power, because it is all about Fulani and whoever they want to put there in that position. And apparently you are not part of those who is supposed to be in that position. So it is very, very important that we know that that system has been monopolizing those who call themselves elites in our land. That system has been actually marginalizing those people who call themselves political leaders or your representatives in Biafra land, because the system allows them to actually steal money that belong to me and you. Therefore, the system will never, will never be wrong. The system cannot be wrong, because the only thing that these people they know, it is to steal money that belong to the whole nation. That's the only thing that system will allow. Because before the money that belongs to the nation come through to them, the system and the makers of the system must have taken their own, which is the lion's share. And when they have taken their own, they don't care about what you do with the one that comes to you as a representative or as a governor, chairman, councillor, or whatever. They don't care about what you do with it. That is the reason why all these old people who does not have future anymore but trying to ruin your own future, they continue to fight to go into that system because it enables them to exploit, you know, the leftover. It enables them to exploit the nation of the leftover from the neo-colonial system. So that is the reason why we are actually trying to find out how we are going to repel against this system. And as a result of that, we discovered that we want our sovereign nation of Biafra. And on the quest to restore Biafra, so many of our people have died. More than 3.5 million women and children gave their life for the sake of Biafra restoration, 1967 until 1970. So many of our young men and women, they have given their lives for the sake of Biafra. 2000, 1990s, 1999, 2005, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 2019, until even the date that we are in today, people are giving their lives, for the sake of this restoration of this sovereign nation. So it is very important that we know we are not going back and we are not giving up to that quest, because it is the quest that made us all relevant and will make us all great if we manage to achieve it. Now, those people who died in 1966, some of us from their remnant or from the ashes, we were raised, and we will have that resoluteness which they had, even when Britain, even when Western world made sure that they supply Nigeria every military armories that they need, or military arsenals that they needed in order to destroy us all, while making sure that they sabotage any means possible that we will access military supply. And as if it wasn't enough, we didn't give up to that war. That was how resolute our parents were. That was how resolute our, ancestors were. They fought the battle, manufacturing their own explosive and weapons in order to hold on for their territory, in order to hold on to make sure that they restore their dignity. In that quest, they held on to the war for the complete 3 years. Before that 3 years, Britain saw that we are not capitulating, we are not giving up. Britain decided to introduce an initiative that made all the borders shut down for us for food supply. And our people died as a result of that in mass. More than 3.5 million women and children was a sacrifice as a result of that. Britain and Nigeria accomplices, or Nigeria with British accomplices, killed more than 3.5 million women and children, documented it in their and hid it away in their archive. BBC was the mainstream media that sabotaged those who want to help us, that actually documented the genocide, the war crime committed on Biafrans. And they decided to conceal it and hid it away from the world, even from Africans, that they were not aware of the bloodiest war in Africa. So that is that narrative we are here to correct. We never had media, so they were able to actually manipulate. They were able to sell a narrative. They were able to control a narrative. They were able to set the bars. Today, that is the reason why we are the media warriors who will take them head on. Every narrative that they bring into the table, we will assess it, we will make sure it does not actually linger around what we are doing or bring a negative energy around what we are doing, and we will counter it because that has been the biggest weapon they used against us. Almost they used against us more than 50 years ago. So it is very, very imperative that we know that they are trying everything possible to make sure they scuttle the movement, to make sure that we do not continue in the quest for the restoration of Biafra. Why? Because they believe that oil and gas coming out of Biafra land, that if Biafra go, they will no longer have access to that oil and gas, which is the reason why Nigeria must be one according to Britain, because they are benefiting from one Nigeria, regardless of how many people are dying on a daily basis for the sake of one Nigeria. And that is the reason why we want to make it clear and state that we are willing to go any extent. We are willing to go take any step available or explorable to make sure that we restore Biafra, because the people that died for it, their blood, their sacrifice will never be for free or in vain. We will fight for them. We will get victory for them. This time around, it will not declare no victor, no vanquish. We must be victorious. We did it. It was actually introduction. And this time around will be our victory. And I am very, very optimistic that this generation, that the spirit is willing, even though some of the flesh are weak. And that's why we are here to make sure those weak, we will strengthen them. We will actually guide them to make sure that they fall in line and to the right path, because they always know that united we stand and divided we fall. And that is the reason why we must do what I am here to do this evening. Those of you who must have fallen on the roadside because of the deceit of the enemy, because were manipulated, because you believe it is all about hearing action, that we will restore Biafra. Those of you are the reason why, you know, I am making this program. I know a lot of you must have seen, a lot, no, not, only those who have foresight, who were able to break the chain of manipulation against them. You are now, able to see that these enemies that we have been fighting over the years, that those enemies, they have proven to you beyond any doubt or any reasonable doubt that they are not for this freedom fighting. They are not for Biafra. They are for their pocket. So we are having interactive session, which we have our phone number on the screen, which is going to be the number where we are going to be. We will actually find out what exactly is in your mind and what do you think that we will do to actually get Biafra, and as well, first of all, to release Mazen Nnamdi, because he cannot be a sacrifice for Biafra restoration. He has a wife, he has children, and he has a home and responsibilities. So we cannot allow him to be sacrificed for the sake of Biafra restoration. First of all, let me go through the update from our legal team. The update on the visit to Mazen Nnamdi. I am going to read the update before we proceed, because this update, each time it comes online, we're supposed to read it in order to know the next step, in order to know the condition of our leader. So that is the reason why we must read it. After reading it, we will now brainstorm to find out what needs to be done in order for Nigeria to obey their court order, in order for Nigeria to do the right thing. So, I just want your own opinion. Of course, the leadership, they are also doing their own diplomatic move, which is very, very important. But you, as ordinary person who will not be exposed to, what the leadership is doing, because of course, recently we don't know who is who anymore. I am Rosendanese because there are many beasts in a human form that has been here in order to destroy our effort, to scuttle the chances we have to make our agitation to gain traction. So we are also here to separate the chaff amongst the wheat. So let me read the update from the solitary confinement where they place our leader. Update on today's, okay, that was Monday. I believe the 6th is Monday. So update on today's visit to our indefatigable client, Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, at the headquarters of Department of State Service, DSS, Abuja, where he is being illegally and unconstitutionally detained in a solitary confinement. We visited our indefatigable client, Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, today, being the 6th day of March 2023, at the headquarters of the Department of State to confer with him on our position towards addressing issues raised in various legal correspondences on matters before the Supreme Court. The visit also provided us an opportunity to further find out Onyendu's present health status. Onyendu, who looked visibly frail, once again narrated to me how his body has been turned into trial and error experiment by the quack in the house, by the quack in-house medical practitioner recruited by the DSS, who ostensibly knows next to nothing about Onyendu's peculiar health condition. I hope you are paying attention. Onyendu was emphatic that he is in a dire need of service of cardiologist. Cardiologist, it means a heart doctor. Cardiologist, a heart doctor. Onyendu is in the need of a heart doctor. I believe I am correct. Cardiologist is a heart doctor for a comprehensive medical examination. Onyendu lamented that one particular doctor with the DSS who first diagnosed the speedy depreciation in the potassium level was sacked earlier last year by the vindictive agencies. So they had to sack somebody who is actually competent enough to see to the medical health condition of our leader. They had to sack them because the system of Nigeria, once you are competent enough to tackle the problem that faces the mass majority of the population, you will be victimized. So the system is created to take in people who are quack, bogus, incompetent. That is those whom the system will always select for you, those who are criminal. Not just quack, not just incompetent, but those who are criminal. That is what the system will always select on your behalf when you are competent enough, when when you are qualified enough, the system will not select you because you will do something good and you will do the right thing that people will ever experience in their life. So that is the reason why the Department of State Service decided to sack the only medical practitioner who was able to see to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu medical, the condition that is already deteriorated. So now let us continue to read. Let me reiterate on that again. It is on this note that we are calling on the... Okay, now let me reiterate. Onyendu was emphatic that he is in dire need of the service of a cardiologist for a comprehensive medical examination. Oyendo lamented that one particular doctor with the DSS who first diagnosed the speedy depreciation in his potassium level was sacked earlier last year by a vindictive agency for daring to make such profound findings. It is on this note that we are calling on the federal government of Nigeria to immediately release Onyendu Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from the custody of the DSS in line with the unambiguous order of the Court of Appeal, which discharged him and forbade his further detention. Onyendu is being today detained not because he has any pending charges, but because the federal government does not want him to be released against the positive order of court. They also do not want to prosecute the appeal they filed at the Supreme Court. Onyendu reiterated that the DSS lack adequate facility to manage his deteriorating health condition. I hope you are paying attention, because this what we are reading is actually going to trigger your mind to know what we need to do next. It will trigger your mind to know what to do next, because as much as our leadership is doing everything that they have to do in diplomatic means possible that they have to explore in order to make sure that Onyendu and Biafra is restored, it is also in our duty to also brainstorm to see how we are going to lend hands. It is very, very important, because this quest is for all of us. The achievement and the benefit will always be for all of us, not for only the leadership, not for only Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So he cannot be suffering alone while you are in your house eating 3-course meal and making sure that you access medical care whenever you want, especially those who have access to it, those who are living in a free world, that they can access all these things. We must brainstorm to find out what we as people can do to assist Onyendu, because injury for one is injury for all. Onyendu reiterated that the DSS lacked adequate facility to manage his deteriorating health condition. He further observed that all the inferior quality adulterated drugs he is being administered has no impact whatsoever on his deteriorating health condition. Nevertheless, I had far-reaching discussion with Onyendu on the compelling matters which remains private. The key point of our briefs have been taken up by our erudite lead counsel, Prof. Mike Ozokome-san, to address these palpable concerns on Onyendu's present debilitating health condition, or debilitating health condition rather. In his usual characteristics manner, Onyendu thanked Ezigbo Chineke, who have remained formidable and uncompromising rather, in this trying period. He urged all never to fall further on your prayers and peaceful conduct as you have always demonstrated. Thank you all, Ezigbo Chineke, and remain blessed. So, sign, Sir Ifeanyi Ejiofor, ESQ. So, we are now back to you, Ezibumu Chineke, that Onyendu is talking about. We are now back to you after reading and after hearing all these things that is coming from our leader. What do you think that is necessary to do? Because, of course, this issue of obedient, let me tell you another thing it will actually resolve to. Because they will use time wasting strategy. In the name they are going to court today, in the name they are going to court tomorrow, and all of you, that seriousness or that urge that you have to do something that will make Nigeria realize that enough is enough. That is the time they are using delay tactics to make sure they bring down your anger, they bring down your mind by saying they are going to court. I want all of you to actually think about it. Those of you who will say that if they deny you Igbo presidency, you will know that they don't want you in Nigeria. I have not heard you talking. I have never heard any of you saying anything. So now coming to what happened to your Igbo presidency and all that, which so many of you were saying, you will do this. If they deny Obibo presidency, they will do that, they will do this. Where are you now and what are you doing? Nothing. They have told you they are going to court. Delay tactics. When they finish, go to court. If it takes 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, of course, there is no way they will not swear a president-elect into the position of power. You will be wasting your time in the court, forgetting that this same court is the same feudal system governed court. The same court when it was presumed that Atiku won Buhari, the same court held that case, and even I think they finalized the case or they went back to that same court few days before the election, after 4 years. So I don't know how long you are going to wait for that shenanigan to unfold before you know you will do something. Because what they are doing is to use it to waste your time. By the time you realize it, you have blended into their shenanigan and you have forgotten, because they know it does not take you time to forget. That is the problem the black man have. That is the problem we have. It doesn't take us time to forget the past. That is the reason why right in front of our eyes, our history, our now good norms and value system was actually manipulated, and they create a faction of it and sell it to us. We are buying it, and we are teaching ourselves historic, which is according to the myth and legend, which is mythical stories. Of course, we are also instilling it to our children, which will not enable them to even know their culture or their heritage, cultural heritage. So that they use the historic advantage or the historic, problem that you have, which is easy to forget. Life goes on. Once you go to market 2 days, you make money, you make, like if you used to make 200, maybe you make 500. You will start actually, saying, nah, let me concentrate as long as I am making money. Because it is only about you making money. The mindset of a conquered people. It is all about you making ends meet. It is never about you integrating yourself to a better tomorrow. The system of education you have has never made it easy for you as well. The system of education you have will continue to teach you how to be employed. We continue to teach you how to manage your situation, and not even how to, change or bring a radical change that will take away your situation, your current depressing situation you will never ever embrace such thing because you always forget so easily. Once you see something better for a few days, you forget that there has been a boogeyman in the closet. That is exactly the problem of our people and the problem of a black mind. The same thing they are going to do to all of you who are obedient. You will only rant for maybe 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. They will tell you, Obi will come and tell you we are going to court. Because Obi, the time is not, this time wasted is not his problem. Because he still believes that next 4 years, he will stand another opportunity for another election to be rigged. So for them to continue to waste your time, because they know once they come and they promise you 1 or 2, you will buy into it, because that is the politics they are playing, and that is how you have found yourself being killed by military, and tomorrow you will forget it. That is the reason why you find yourself being destroyed by the Nigeria system of politics. Tomorrow you will forget it. You will still go to the polling unit and vote for these people, or act like you are voting, because after voting, what you will see is selection by the ISEC. That is exactly what they do to you. They use time to destroy you. Few days he will forget. Forget these people. They are ranting. They are making noise. That is how it is. They know that you are not resilient enough to withstand the test of time. Now, what are you going to do for the sake of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who has been kept on the solitary confinement illegally because the court of competent jurisdiction discharged and acquitted him? You believe that you will vote Obi in, as some of you believed. You will vote Obi in, and Obi might be promising you he will do this, he will do that. Where is that Obi today? Where is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Have you now seen how you have wasted your time in the name of rallying around Obi, around the Igbo presidency? Have you now seen how you have wasted your time? And you don't want to learn. You don't even want to, think about what you can do about it. Those of you, the flood that came, they actually wipe you off, swept you off your feet, and you follow autopilot, and you go to their, criminal corner. And all this while, some of you must have come out of it, but you don't know how to reintegrate. You don't know how to start or where to start. Of course, the prodigal son, after all the things he did, he went back to the parents when he summoned courage, and the parents accepted him because blood is thicker than water. Regardless of how far you must have fallen, of course you are Biafran. I'm bound to make mistake. But don't be in that mistake and ignorant of that mistake until you are consumed. Now, those of you, if you are going to leave your ego behind, you can as well call in those autopilot who are so ignorant and I want to challenge what we are doing. Tell them to call in as well. We will take their call. We will have like 1 hour interactive session that today we will be able to actually take their calls. Tell them to call in and we will take their call. So if you are watching wherever you are watching from, I believe you can see the number on the screen. I don't think that if you are watching on YouTube that you'll be able to see the number on the screen. Let me try to bring it also to Twitter. No. Let me try to bring the number on your screen of Twitter. The number is also on your screen on Twitter for those who will be seeing us through Twitter. So, Chukwudi Akutamadu, good evening, and Bartolowem Okudere, good evening. You are watching on YouTube. You guys are welcome to the program. Hanas Suleiman, good evening and welcome to the program. So, as I was saying, what is it that we need to do in order to make Nigeria feel our pain that we've been feeling in the last 2 years when they have kidnapped our leader without any cause? So many of you believe that you can boycott the election because you believe once you boycott a political process, you get Biafra. Because an agent provocateur promised you that you can, and that is the way you will get Biafra. Whenever I hear that, I laugh. Each time I hear about that, I laugh. Because the referendum that all of us are asking for, the same referendum, it is a political process. It is actually a democratic process as well. So many of you, rather, I will put it in a correct wording. You believe that when you boycott a democratic process in Nigeria, you will get Biafra. But you, on that note, you are still calling for a referendum. What is a referendum? A referendum is a democratic process where people are going to vote to actually determine where they belong or where they want to be. It's a democratic process. So many of you who has been bragging and talking on the social media, I want you to ask that person who has been giving you a false hope, why is it that he never ever saw any other avenue to explore in order to give you Biafra and Freema as Nnamdi Kanu? If he indeed was willing, or if he is indeed, if he was actually doing what he claimed he was doing, or whom he claimed he was, that he claimed he was fighting for Biafra. He claimed that he is for Biafra. He claimed that he will do everything. He can even be called a terrorist for the sake of Biafra. Why is it that the only place he is actually exhibiting all his power and all things that might lead to him to be called a terrorist is only against the ordinary Biafrans that we are fighting to actually save from their predicament by taking away their means of livelihood, telling them to sit at home, and telling you that you must sit at home, and they will boycott the democratic process in Nigeria, and that is the only way you will get Biafra. And they continue to tell you they are the ones, they have what it takes in order to take you to war and back. If they have what it takes, let me show you something. If these people have what it takes, don't you know where to hold Nigeria that will pain them the most? Don't you know? If you check this image that is right in front of your face, you will see oil pipes. Through these oil pipes, you see in front of your screen that Britain is exploring the oil coming out of Biafra land. That Nigeria is exploring the oil coming out of Nigeria. Coming out of Biafra land, rather. They are exploring it. You never for one day say, since I am capable of taking these people that have been brainwashing to war and back, I will be capable to just access this pipe, switch it off. You switch it off. I never said destroy it. When you switch it off, it is part of protesting. It is part of a protest. You never ever thought about that. The only thing they continue to think about is to use those people that they claim that they are fighting for your freedom, that they will use to take you to war and back. They are using them to terrorize market women. Market women, our mothers in the market who are vulnerable, whom are fighting to make sure that they bring food on the table of their children. You go and make sure that you boycott their means of livelihood. And you say that will give you Biafra. Taking the war to your people instead of taking the war to the enemy. Now, you plunge in their means of livelihood instead of trying to plunge that means possible that Britain is exploring in order, that Britain is benefiting from, that Nigeria is benefiting from, because of that, they decided to make injustices against you. They decided to continue to promote their injustice against you. You never thought of that. You never thought of going there to actually switch it off. Not to damage it. It is in your land. Switch it off. When you switch it off, then talks will start going on. Because if you boycott the election, they put whoever they want. And there is nothing you can do about it. That is the stupidity of these people who follow the agent provocateur. But if you switch it off, there is nothing they can do other than to talk. They will come to the round table. You will compel them to come to the round table. That is the only way that these people are actually going to, listen to you. That is the only way that these people are actually going to pay attention to whatever you are saying to them. Because it is indeed the only thing that makes their heart to skip a beat. This is the only reason why you and I are still called Nigeria today. It is through this oil pipe. Let me try to make this same oil pipe. Let me try to actually zoom it in for you to see what we are talking about. Let me zoom it in because so many people might not be seeing what we are talking about. Let's zoom it in. This is it. This is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in the solitary confinement. This is the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was extraordinary rendition. Because those in the West and Britain, they believe that if we get Biafra, they will lose access to your oil and gas. Oil and gas. That is the reason why these criminals that you see next to the pipeline here, you see them, they will do everything to go into the position of power because they give them chicken change. Of course, the change they give them is enough for them and their family. That is the reason why they will never stand up for you. It is high time you stand up. You make sure that your destiny is in your hands, not in the hands of your enemy. I don't know if we are still coming out. Okay. Yes, we are still coming out. It is high time. You need to do the right thing. Those of you who will always believe or who will always claim we are doing everything possible we can be called a terrorist when they know the right thing that they can do, when they know where it will actually, take effect immediately. They will never ever go to that area. But they claim they are doing what they can, giving you days to restore Biafra, without actually going to touch that heart, that thing that Nigeria loves the most, that thing that is the reason why Britain is actually, through P.0.L.T.I.C.I.A.N., scuttling everything that we have done. Every campaign we have done, it is censored. They make sure that our voices are not heard by the world, who might be our potential help. So for you to attract these things, do you know what happened in Britain? Let me take you back to the memory lane. You know what happened in Britain last month? What happened in Britain last month was that the British citizens and their workers' union, they decided to take onto the street. They strike. When they were striking, they made sure that there will be no, the train station strike. They will make sure that there is no economic movement on that day of strike. The reason why they stop economic movement, or they make sure they barricade some road, making sure that the government will feel the heat of what they have felt. That is the reason why British, the government will hear from, will acknowledge their protest immediately. This is what happened in Britain. They were protesting for increase. And inflation was putting their economy in disarray. So they say it is not their problem. The government will not fight inflation by labor cuts or whatever, cutting their money. So they barricade the road. They stop movement of transportation. Likewise, so many countries of the world, for them to do a protest that will be significant, and our government will never ever, turn a blind eye to, they need to find a way to bring economic destabilization, or plunging the economy of the day. What is that economy of the day? Do you know the reason why SARS was ended? Because you block the Lekki toll gate, where Nigeria is generating a lot of revenues. That is the reason why they had to bring military to shoot at you. But as a person who claimed they have what it takes to take you to war and back, they never thought of going to switch the pipeline that give all this world that is benefiting from Nigeria, and turning blind eyes to the cry of ordinary Nigerians who are dying of hunger and starvation, who are dying in the hands of the security operatives. He never thought of actually plunging this thing that make Nigeria, like that these politicians see and say Nigeria is great, and continue to shout one Nigeria. Because anybody who will tell you that they're looking for something to do in Biafra land that will will get the attention of the government, or that will attract the attention of this imposter regime in Aso Rock. It was where you're supposed to go. That was where you're supposed to go. But did they go there? No. They tell you, once you stop P.0.L.T.I.C.I.A.N. from, getting vote in Biafra land, and allowing Tinubu to rig the election or Atiku to rig the election, so that the blame will come to you, that you are the reason why this man did not win. So it is your problem. You Igbos should go and sort your differences before you bring your filth to the public. That was going to be the news of the day. That was the only way where you found, easy and possible. Start talking. That was the only place where you found accessible in order to get your your Biafra restored. Let us be realistic here. Let us be realistic. Where are those autopilot? You can actually dial the number on WhatsApp on the screen. Tell me what is the reason why you people are not going to where it is the real deal. You are always going to a particular place, which is I will boycott the election for it to favor some people and not favor some people. Why? Why aren't you going to where it is happening? Which is these pipes that is in front of you? Which these giant pipes that is in front of you? Why aren't you going and switching it off? Is it not part of the war that you believe you will take Biafrans and back? Or is this war supposed to only be fought with market women? And you attract military, they go and burn people's buildings, people houses, and you leave them, they go scot-free. You don't do anything. It is not part of the things that you're supposed to do in order to restore this Biafra that you've been talking about, that you've been promising people that you can. Is it not part of it? So what is going on? So when I get a call, I will find out if indeed I am getting a call, but let me try to find out who is calling. I am trying. Okay. The caller on the line, are you calling for the program?
Hello, Mazi.
Yes, come in.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Nelson Okuchuku.
Okay, Nelson, go ahead.
Um, I'm, I'm calling from my location.
All right, go ahead. Are you an autopilot or are you for IPOB?
God forbid autopilot,
Okay, the
and
reason
God
why I
punish
ask you is that
autopilot.
I want, if you are here, tell me you are proud autopilot so that we will, because we open this line to ask you questions, including the autopilot. Why aren't they doing what they're supposed to do? Please go ahead, my brother. Go ahead.
I am not autopilot, and I can never be autopilot.
You see?
Autopilot are people that are not in control of their lives, that always allow an idiot in one place to control their lives. They are the ones that are called autopilots. We IPOB, we are in control of our lives.
Correct.
And that's why we manage what we are doing, and we are managing it very, very well. The question you are asking the autopilot, I know it's not will be bold enough to come and answer the question because they are all cowards. They are all cowards. I once asked them, the man they are respecting, they are listening to, once put seat at home during the presidential election. How far about the seat at home? How far about the restoration of Biafra? How far about all the promises he has made for them? And this time around, this government election, he took another seat at home, and all of you sheepishly followed him. And people are sharing the message. Doesn't that show that their brain are not working again?
Of course.
So autopilot issue and all their cases, they are all dead on arrival because they are not thinking like
Now I
human beings
want
like
them
us.
to call in
They are
and
not
tell me
thinking like
why.
freedom fighters.
I want those
Because if they
who are still proudly Woto Pro Max. I want them to call in and tell me the reason why it is all about the election that their master is talking about all the time that will give them Biafra. I want them to tell me why we must buy their agenda. Please continue.
Maz, you know that they cannot call in. They cannot call in and then tell you that thing.
So they are
See,
cowards.
the only strategy they have is all the one that DOS have laid down, which is the sit at home. They don't have any other strategy to hold on this freedom fighting. Anything that they want to do, they will sit it at home. I thought they said they are now to promise they are ready to fight every fight on ground. Why are they still doing civil disobedience? Why can't they face the military of Nigeria Why can't they face the police of Nigeria? Why can't they fight for what they think they believe on? Whereby we that are talking about Biafra freedom for long, we are all cowards, we are all errats, as they call us. They say that they are the men that have the morale and the energy to fight. Why can't they come out and fight? All this autopilot of issue, their case is dead. So that I don't normally talk much about them because they are irrelevant in where I am. They cannot even debate the issue about their leader, their leader. They cannot even stand bold and defend that man. They will keep on repeating DOS this, DOS that. Them, show us your plan. Show us what you have achieved since this the creation of your autopilot. They cannot even give us anyone. So as for the election, that is where they are all. But after this election now, you see them, they will not have any salary again. They will not have any other thing they will hold to say. The only thing
So
they
do
will put
you
is
think they
at
are
home.
benefiting from the election? That's why they will always call for the election. Just like the former boy in Europe from Akwa. Do you think that they are benefiting from the election? What do you think is the reason why every time it's all about the election?
As for the election, I don't know that they are benefiting from it. All I'm seeing that is that they are all cowards. They don't have any other thing to hold on. But if you say that they are benefiting from the election, maybe the master that is benefiting. But all the rats that are around the master, they're not benefiting anything. Maybe they are just there to be shouting with him, woto, 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 without knowing the benefits going on at their back. After
You are breaking.
they don't have any other thing. They don't have. Okay. They said, hello, ma.
Yeah, go
Are
ahead.
you
Go
hearing me,
ahead.
ma?
Yes, you are clear now.
The thing that they say that if anybody come out during the presidential election, that they will shoot, they will kill, they will destroy. What happened? That day I was even looking for them, I didn't even see them. I was trying to see whether I would see even one of them with even stick. None of them, I didn't see anyone.
So they didn't come out.
So why? They didn't come out.
Wow.
They didn't do anything. There is nothing like Sita. All the things they are just doing, they are bragging and then deceiving the people. And I'm sorry for the illiterate that are falling for it. I'm sorry for them. As for the Perimadia, his own case is dead on arrival because he don't have any other thing. The only thing he have is only on that is one room apartment. Stay there and be shouting woto woto. Stay there and be shouting sit at home. This government here put it sit at home again. After the one you put didn't work, you shamelessly come and put another seat at home, and people are still following you.
Remember that he is from the west. He is westernized, so he believes that it does not matter how many times you fail, that you will continue to push. So, and he believes the psychology is
The
going
same
to.
issue.
He doesn't know that he is actually being. This is how we are dealing with Africa. You know, which Africa is a place where they don't need they don't a real African man knows that he can wait. They don't wait for result. They want the result today, tomorrow.
That is it.
So,
That is it.
but the thing today now is that all our people now, he deceived them. He planned very well to deceive these people, and these people fell to his of course. Do you really think that there are still human beings who are following him, or all these people Rolito Onochie and this guy Lai Mohammed they recruited on the
Lai
social media?
Mohammed.
Yes.
That is it. They are the ones. They are the ones following this man. Because if you watch sometimes if I post something and they comment on it, I will just be seeing that these people don't even know what we are doing in this Biafra struggle. They will comment oppositely of what you posted.
Exactly.
They will not go straight to what they will not even if you ask question, they will not even answer the question. They will just start insulting you. Instead of answering the question you posted on, they will insult you. Someone instead of it to speak on the topic that was posted, they will start talking about election and no election. Maybe the thing you posted was not about election and all these things. You put another thing about what is going on in Nigeria, but they will change the topic for you on the comment section. That will show you how primitive they are, how poor-minded, how poor the education is. Because these people, they are recruited, they are just paid agents. Some of them are paid agents that they should come and be distracting the attention of that people. Because if you watch now, the Lai Mohammed of man is not even talking about Biafra again. The Lord,
yes, go ahead.
again. But they are now holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they are now deceiving the people that are supposed to fight for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu. That's what I was asking. This strength we are using to do all these politics and election, no election, sit at home, no sit at home. Can't we focus on the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? We all are fighting for one cause, but because of what the government in the seat now have done to the autopilot people, they brought in distraction to distract every one of us, both the people that are doing both the DOS and then other people. As for the autopilot, they don't like calling their name because they are irrelevant. So as for this thing, let us focus on the issue of freedom of Biafra and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Autopilot, they are nothing. They are dead on arrival.
So let me ask you one last question before I let you go. Do you think
they are dead like
you are breaking up? You are breaking up, unfortunately. Hello. Yeah, you. Hello. Let me. I want to ask you one question before I let you go. Why do you think that they didn't think about going to switch off the oil pipes? Oil in this oil, they never went to try to go and go to that place, which will plunge the Nigeria economy instead of plunging the Biafran's economy.
But you know that they are not capable of doing that. They are not capable of doing that. They cannot do it. They cannot withstand the pressure when they do it. They cannot do it.
But they say they can go to war.
He said.
But they say they can go to war, and they will bring no flight zone, and which is Iron Dome. They will bring Iron Dome also to Biafra land. If they have a capacity of all these things, why can't they do it?
That's in there. They cannot do anything. They are just making mouths. As for them, they don't have any.
Are you sure?
They are not doing anything on ground.
I want to hear from one of them to see actually, why they can't go to such area. Because I believe that since they are telling you they can go to war, they can actually explore that area. They can do it. Since they can go to war, and having seen that people were giving them $10,000 and all that money, they will be capable enough to go and switch the oil pipe.
Okay, they can go to war. They have not even controlled Biafra land. The 5 states of Biafra land, they have not controlled it.
No, they didn't tell you that they are not controlling it. They tell you that they are in control of everything.
Okay, the one we are seeing or the one we are not seeing, or?
It doesn't matter what we are seeing. It is actually what they tell us. This is their own. They're giving us their own statistics. So that is the reason why I want to know why can't they use those things that they are telling us and go and do the right thing.
But the fact there is that they cannot do anything. They are just making mouths. Because we know them. We know them fully well that they cannot do. Just making mouths just to get popularity. That is the only thing they are doing. But if that they are serious in what they mean that they are doing, all the money that have stolen from IPOB accounts and the one that have stolen from ordinary Biafrans, supposed to have helped them to even get one machine gun. How many of machine guns they have? If I'm to ask, they don't even have anyone. They are not even well trained to even attack even police. The only thing they can attack is only unconscious police people that are just relaxing. They can attack the people without any gun and then kill them. So that's the only thing. As for them, they are nothing. They are not even well trained. They are nothing. So their issue is like, how will I even call it? A fly that is going around looking for a wound to patch on. That is what they are. That is what they are. No,
So
they
basically,
don't have
you are
anything to do.
saying that
They don't have any
autopilot,
strategy. They don't have anything
you are saying that autopilot is just known for making noise on social media.
known for making noise on social media, Mazi.
I would want to actually hear from any one of them who is,
I wish.
free enough, or who knows that they can defend all the mouth that they are making on social media if they will call. Of course,
I wish they can call.
I've seen that some of them are here, but they will prefer to keep quiet. Some of them will prefer to keep quiet, but if they know that whatever they are doing the right thing. Let them call in and tell us why is it that they are not doing what is supposed to actually yield a good result. Instead, they are doing what they are,
They are
that
doing
is
what
not that is going to give a perima money from
that
politicians.
is it.
Let me take this
I
call.
wish they will call. Let me just leave you and then so that let me see whether they will call.
All right. Thank you for calling. I wish it is autopilot calling. The caller on the line, please come in.
George morning.
Yeah.
One evening.
Good evening. Welcome.
Okay. Unfortunately, I'm not. I'm not one of the people you are expecting to call because you should know by now they don't call, they don't make phone. All they do is they go on the social media and they write and run away. So when you tell them to call it, they cannot call in. They are the only people that are not proud to show their face when
Or
they are
proud
doing the
of
right
whom they
thing.
are.
You know, they are not showing their face. They are not proud to call to defend their ideology. So they are the only ones like that. But I've said it in before. These autopilot people, I took time to look into their case, and I came into conclusion that there is this in the US. There is this group called QAnon group in America. I don't know if you've heard about them. There's
QAnon.
no difference. QAnon. There's no difference between them and autopilot people. Believe you, my brother, there's no single difference. When you see autopilot, you have seen QAnon members. These QAnon members, their leader is just like Simon Ekpa online, telling them there was no 9/11, there was no Holocaust in 1943, there was no this high school shooting in America. I mean, so many things, and a lot of people, my brother, for
You are breaking
also
up.
for this edition, 20th of January. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. You are coming out clear now.
Okay, I don't know what's wrong with the network. So, um, their leader told them that actually the day Joe Biden was due to be sworn January, that
Your line is very, very bad. I think you should move
Joe
around a
Biden,
little bit.
is it okay now?
Yeah, it comes and go, but it's okay now. Continue again.
Okay, so I'm saying these people, QAnon members, they are just like autopilot because I remember their leader telling them that Joe Biden will be arrested on the day he was supposed to be sworn in and hang on the public, the military will take over. And they all believed
Are
it.
they okay?
I'm telling you, yes, they believed it that Joe Biden will be arrested on
So,
that day.
conspiracy
And
theorists.
conspiracy theorists, yes. And the military will take over, he will be hanged on the public square. And
Wow.
that's why when they went to attack capital. Some of them are on trial now, and they are going to prison because of that. Some of them are apologizing, realizing their mistakes. So, autopilot is no more different from QAnon. And you see, what I suspect is some of them they are beginning to understand what is going on. But you know, our people, rather for a black man to say I'm sorry, he will die, in his ignorance, instead of him to apologize and say, look. So when you look around now, you see somebody like Mr. Ajere Okonkwo, all these people, and the one they call Critics News. I think the Critics News guy itself has created another channel with a different name. So I don't see them more often. And people back home are actually beginning to call them, telling them that even if Biafra come, they will not come back to Biafra. I'm not the one saying it. People, they are getting hit. People in Biafra land now know the people that are killing them. That's the very good thing about these autopilot people. If you watch them, if you watch the way Chiamaka was blabbing before, I'm telling you what is going on, but he's not gonna tell you that. They're all, even this Critics News, Mas Okonkwo, the one in Netherlands, they're all getting phone calls from home because people know. And there was another useless lady in Italy called Agatha Progress, one Urobo woman. I asked her one day, why are people not sitting down in your village in Urobo? Why are you every day coming online saying sit at home, sit at home? People are dying every day. Why are you not, if you are a true freedom fighter, you are propagating sit at home, why are people not sitting down at home in your place? She could not give me any answer. You see? So, okay, look at the one they call on Sema today. He's now a campaigner he's now a politician. This is the person who was sitting on Facebook every day telling people, oh, our people go and do this, go and fight, revolution. I mean, come on, my brother. You know, you can read between the lines. These guys, they are fading away one by one. And the only thing that is keeping Simon there is, Simon is a smart criminal. He is a criminal.
He's not smart. He's a clever criminal.
No, there's a smart. I mean, is like you said.
He's a clever. He's clever. He's clever, not smart.
A westernized criminal, not like a zoo criminal.
Yes.
So, like you said, he's westernized. That's why I said smart. So, like you said, he's not smart. He's just a clever criminal.
Yes.
You know, the guy is just cashing in. He's cashing in. He's not even talking about Mazin Nnamdi release now again anymore. What he's trying to do now, he's told them that he was gonna print money and mention the faces of people who he will put in Biafran money. And one of this man that look like ask why. He said because Ngozi Orabueze country is giving him money. So Ngozi Orabueze or whatever. My brother, look, sometimes these autopilot people, they are coming, they are coming, sometimes they are very, as in their stupidity has no measure. You can't measure their stupidity. I don't know if they are human beings or animals, but look at somebody like Okonkwo, Ajere, and all these people that are following. They were actually counting down, telling you that they have a date for Biafra to come. So on getting to that date, Simon come around and Simon went and make a research, a bogus research about Pakistan and Bangladesh.
How Pakistan invaded Bangladesh.
He's not talking about declaring the Biafra anymore. He's now spending. I mean, and people are still listening to Simon. People are still listening to Simon. It took me only, believe you me, it took me only 2 months to decode Simon. Simon started that in when Mazin Nnamdi was kidnapped, I think in June. By August ending 2021, I knew who Simon was. I called him his program. I wrote one guy, an admin in his program called by the name Amadioha. He's the one that removed me and blocked me. Because I was telling, no, you are going there. I was one of the first people, but I'm not a social media person. But the thing is, I told him that, listen, I go to people's channel and listen. I listen with my head, not emotion. When you follow somebody with, because when Mazi was kidnapped, there was so many emotion. Emotion were all over the place. So a lot of people fell for that
They took
crap.
advantage of the people's weakness and emotion.
Yes, I'm not that type of person. I'm not that type of person. You know, I have my head intact. You know, look at the revelation the Finnish journalists have put out there about Simon, and the human beings are still following him.
Hey, that one shocked me.
The university he claimed he went to in South Wales, I know the university. I'm here in UK. I lived in Cardiff for like 2 years. I know the university. You know, there was nothing like Simon there, but he gave people bogus
Can you imagine?
You know, and people are still listening and following Simon. Then you begin to ask yourself, is he actually paying them to listen to him, or are they listening to him like I'm listening to
No,
you
they
now?
pay them. These are Loretta Onochie and Lai Mohammed recruiting. Round up, let me take call. Maybe the customer is calling. Autopilot might be the one calling.
Okay. Anyway, we are watching. Thank you, my brother, for taking my call.
All right.
Let me give others time.
Thank you very much for calling. Ooh. Hello, the caller on the line. Your name and where you calling from, please. I hope you're autopilot.
Judge Money.
Yes.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm
Oh,
Chisom
I hear the
Ejike by
voice.
name.
I get the voice. Oh. Welcome, Chisom.
Long time.
Long
Yeah,
time.
so just as you said, those ones that are still following him is Loretta Onochie recruit and Lai Mohammed
Yes.
and Shehu Garba. They are the people that are still following them, because even if you cannot tell a blind man that rain is falling, there's no way you will tell a blind man that rain is falling. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So these people, it's obvious that everything has opened for those that their faculty is not working well, for them to reason, because what the journalists did and what happened is to open those I don't know how to call them, to open their brain and put those things inside their brain so that they can be able to catch it up. So whoever that did not even catch up this one again, I think is a fool forever. They say first fool no be fool, now second one not be proper fool. So those ones are fools. Those ones are fools. It's something of irony what happened today. And those things that happened today to our people are keep on happening. The way they destroy our businesses, the way they destroy everything about us is very alarming.
It is.
And I keep on surprising what is going on, because I know that a day will come, because our leader have been saying this thing to our people. They don't want to hear. Our leader have been saying this thing to our people and they don't want to hear. Most of us were born in the north. Some of us were grow up in the north. In 1991, that was the last religion crisis that happened in Kano, where they call Sabongeri. When you come to Sabongeri, there has been a place they call a church road in Sabongeri. That Sabongeri were a kind of where the Igbos do their business, they live. Any little provocation, they will come there to destroy our livelihood, to destroy our properties. But a day come, 1991, they say we go nowhere. Come out in the front of your house or your shop. They are bleeding the same way you bleed. Why do we keep on running for this unknown people? I call them unknown people. Why do we keep on running for these unknown people? Do you know what happened in Kano that 1991?
No.
They chased them. They chased them and they kill a lot of them. They kill a lot of them, they kill us. But they retaliate with something X, which they will never try till this end, till we go home to Biafra. which they will not try. Because every people, whatever you have in your house, you have gun, carry your gun, come out. You have machete, bring your machete. You have arrow, bring your arrow. You have bow, whatever you have, bring it out. You have dog, lose
Let's
your
go
dog.
for the
You
enemy
have
head
pig,
on.
lose your pig. Huh?
Let's face the enemy head on.
Yes. Whatever you have, lose it, bring everything out. We put tire at the junction of every street there, start burning tires. Nobody go to sleep. The women should go back. Even some rugged girls still come out, still there gyrating with us. Whatever you need, you want to smoke, they supply you. You want food, they give you, just to keep us busy. Throughout that week, throughout that month, nobody go to have enough, what they call shower in his house. Every person stand there. They now start asking for peace. When Ado Bayero was alive, they now went to Ado Bayero Palace. Ado Bayero came out, he called the military. By then it was military administrative then. He called the military. When the military come, even the military start having problem between themselves. The Christian military don't want, because what they are doing then, the Muslim military will try to kill the Christians. Then the Christian will do what? Will retaliate back. They start having problem. Huh? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
So the military start having problem on their own, start doing some kind of ojobo work. But they later understand, the commandant later understand what he's doing and send those troops out and bring the genuine people that will not have bias. Do what? To sabotage the military. They now capture everywhere. Everywhere now cool down. In each street and each junction, you will see military people will mount. Military people keep on driving, and make sure that they bring the tension and everything down. After some months, every people go back to their businesses. Do you understand?
Yes.
People go back to their businesses. So those things now stop. To get these people, pig, they lose pig because they don't want pig to touch them in the body. So we have to lose our pigs. Even though you don't have pigs, you go where you will get pig. You go where they call Anwang Kaje, where Kaje people live. You go and borrow their pig. And Kaje people were supporting us. You go and lose their pig, push their pig, so that their pig will be going to their mosque. They flow the pig inside the whole mosque. They change everything in that mosque. Spend millions to change that mosque, to redo everything back, everything in that mosque, because of those pigs. So the damage they caused there in Sabo, they will not try it again. So I don't know why our people are running. Do you know the most funniest thing is that these people came last week to come and burn this market? I was listening to one of their past executives, one of their past chairman. These people came to burn the market. They stopped them not to burn the market last week, and they shot 2 people down. They shot 2 people in the leg down, and they run. Then today again, these people came. They were 14 in number. They now came and killed the security man, and the security man was a Yoruba man. They killed him because he asked them they should not do it. They killed the security man. I keep on asking. Even the Bible says, where your treasure is where your mind is.
Of course.
How can you have millions? How can you have millions of naira in your shop? Let me just take it. A little small shop contain not less than 20 to 20 something million. You have such a thing, and you left those things going back to your house to go and sleep with your wife, or to go and sleep with your girlfriend or your fiancé, or to go and drink. And when you know there is tension, which you know there is tension in the country, and there is tension in the state, instead of you people to organize,
mobilize,
even in Dosaya, one boy, every people mobilize every person to get gun and
because those
in
people who
Nigeria
are
is not
burning your and destroying your livelihood, they are almost killing you, because and they bleed just like them.
What else again?
when you take somebody's, when you stop somebody's treasure, what else again? Is it not what they do us during the war?
Exactly.
They stop, they give us blockage. They give us blockage. They seize our money, nowhere for food to come, land and sea and air. Is it not what they did us?
Exactly.
And you are now, you say there is no war. You say there is no war, you are going to your house. Okay, this morning you are coming to see your shop. Your shop has been burned. Your shop has been burned. Do you see? It's very, 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 very bad.
And this is
That our
happening
people will be
in
watching.
Yoruba land.
This one now that happened in Yoruba land.
Why are
It's
they
happening
doing
in
it?
Yoruba land.
That is the reason why they push an agenda that Yoruba is no man's land, so that they will cause this tension and this problem. And the same Yoruba people who are fighting Igbos, they are the people who sold the land to Igbo people, right?
Even yes, even going there self, even going there is too far from me to be even talking about buying the land or not buying the land. Even though you are the owner of my shop or you are the owner of the house, I pay you. I have an agreement with you.
Exactly.
I pay you either 6 months or one month or every year. You don't have the right to burn that shop, even though I owe you. You don't have the right to burn the shop. You don't have the right to burn the shop. Talk less of where I bought with my own money. And why are you burning the shop? Why are you burning the shop?
Can you imagine?
Where I went to exercise my right. My civic rights is what I went to exercise. Will you tell me who to vote? You don't have the right to tell me who to vote. Am I in any captivity?
Some of the Yoruba people, they boycotted the election systematically.
Are we in any? This is what they restrict us.
From
They
voting.
restrict our people from voting. And even somebody, they call him Oluomo, were there threatening people. And this guy were captured. This guy were captured on video. And all these things circulate in the whole social media. The other one that called himself a pastor still said the same thing. And the DSS never called these people to order. DSS has never called them for questioning. And those things are not, is it not his speech?
It is.
I'm asking, is it not his speech? In a country where you say it's a one nation, that all of us in a one country, and you are telling me who to vote, you are trampling on my own right, telling me who to vote, telling me if I didn't do it, that you will do what? You will send me back. Have you ever heard that in the same country
Someone
where I'm
will send
citizen,
you back home.
you deport somebody, you deport somebody from
From the
a
same country.
To deport person from Chicago to Boston. Maybe you are living in Chicago. They deport the person from Chicago to Boston. Is it happening? Yes. Is it happening?
Or you deport
It
them
never happened anywhere.
from Los LA to maybe New York.
Okay. Have it happened anywhere? It has never happened anywhere. We remember when Trump were doing campaign. The only thing he put in the front, America first.
Yes.
We're only talking America first. Trump is not even talking about New York, even though he's a New Yorker or anywhere. He's not even talking about his state. Or he's talking America first.
Yes.
Then I don't know why this so-called tribalism will come up. Do you know they cook this food?
You know,
This food is the food that they have
tribalism,
cooked.
you cannot say you don't know why tribalism come up, because tribalism, you know, is the reason why, you know, they bring us together. They know that we never have anything in common with all these three ethnic groups that was brought together as one country. That is the reason why they bring us together and continue to preach to us that our diversity is our strength. So, continue.
Which is very wrong. There is no strength in diversity. There's no strong or anything in diversity. What I know, a nation have one common interest. They have one common interest, one ideology.
Exactly.
That is the only thing that will make a nation to go.
Exactly.
The Yoruba has the ideology. Igbo man has his ideology. The Hausa has the ideology. And this thing, there is no way. They keep on saying unity. How can you have a unity without justice? How can you have a unity while I'm bleeding? You have
never come and ask me why am I bleeding, and you are telling me about unity, and there is no justice. The three R we are not implemented.
Mazi, our time is running out. I want you to now tell me something. Why is autopilot leaving the pipeline they're supposed to go and switch off and they're looking for election to boycott? Please use 2 minutes to round up because or 1.5 minutes because I have less than
Do you
20
know
minutes
why?
left.
They have nothing to. They are not even up to propaganda. They are just liars. They are just liars. They are rabble rousers. Because if they are equipped enough, they know what they are doing. They could have go to pipeline. When you watch this man, these people, they are doing something in a local place. Like now, if you come for Afogidi, now come and do something, and they will run. Why can't they come out in Onitsha or up Uwega, come and do something, or come to Ariaria market, come to do something? They will go to those places our old age mothers and old age father is. Those people that arthritis has hold in the leg, that they cannot move. That is where they will go. Let them come to the main city or come to anywhere and come and
So,
challenge people,
what
so
will be
that we
your
will know
one
that
word? One
they are
word to
strong.
actually define these people? What will you call these people and their activities? Are they common criminals, or are they
They are
just agents?
they are criminals. Those guys are criminals. They are all criminals because that is the way the criminals do. They are all criminals. They
Okay.
are criminals.
All right.
That is who they are. They are criminals. They are not freedom fighter.
Exactly.
God bless you.
Thank you very much, Maz.
They are not freedom fighter. God bless you. Yeah, they will. See you tomorrow.
All
It's
right.
long.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Karagold said that they are criminals, and that is what they are. We have one of our comrade calling. Let me bring him in. So we have less than 20 minutes left to this program. I want one of the autopilot. If they know what they are doing, they should call. Hello, Maz, come in.
Yes, Mazi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Maz, please use like 3 minutes, please. You are a regular caller. Please use 3 minutes. Let's see if those.
Mazi,
Yes.
you know what's gonna happen? Are you? Let me. Actually, I'm in shopping mall.
All right.
Let someone take my position. By the time I come, at if there is minute, I speak. But there is something I need to tell our people. It's
If it
very,
is
very important.
possible,
What
if it's
I
possible, brief it to them because I don't know what, because I have a very limited time. Brief it to them, please. If it is very important.
right. I am telling. I want to salute you, Mazi, and I just want to use this opportunity to tell my brothers, sisters in Lagos. Don't be a coward. If people are in our history, we never intimidate any people. Go and check our history. We never intimidate any people. We welcome people. We cherish human beings. We are not people that shed blood or kill or destroy properties. That is why we always build anywhere we go. I want to tell my brothers and sisters, anybody that come to kill you, kill the idiots. This is my to speaking.
Yes.
Anybody that come to burn your shop, because if your market is being destroyed, what left again? What are you gonna be doing? Anybody in Lagos that come to kill you, kill the idiots, kill the bastard. Don't waste time. Anybody that come to burn your shop, kill the idiots. Maze, I don't have this opportunity now. I will speak much. Let me. I'm in a shopping mall. I will get back to you.
Thank you very much. At least the message is well received. We cannot continue to be the guinea pigs in Nigeria. They are waging war against us systematically, and we call it a cold war. And what they have fought with against Biafra is a proxy war. So now, what we are going to continue to do now, whatever that Nigeria will bring against us, we will respond to them accordingly. It is a self-defense, and self-defense is something that is a right to every living person, not even every living thing, including animal. They know how to, respond, and they know how to save themselves. So if somebody is there to take your head, if you have opportunity to take theirs first, it is obtainable. That is one thing that our people must know. We cannot continue to be coward. The caller that is calling, I don't know if you have called before. Hello.
Hello, good evening from here.
Oh, good evening. You haven't called before.
Can you hear me?
Even though there is a noise from your end, manage the noise from your end. Switch off the listening device.
Okay, can you hear me?
Switch off your listening device, then you speak through your phone.
Yeah, I'm speaking device. Okay, Bluetooth. Okay, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear. Go ahead, please. You have
Okay,
3 minutes.
I do listen. Yeah, okay, just a quick. I do listen to you, but this is my first time of calling you.
Oh, thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, you are just it's Indideka from London.
All right.
The reason why I called is this a lot of things that are happening to our people back home, and these people continue keeping quiet as if nothing is happening. Just like the caller before the other one, the last one that called, the C2 called. The how can this kind of thing, because there are a lot of tensions through their wordings, through their actions, right from the time they wanted to do this, their presidential or election of presidency or whatever they call it. There have been a tension. How can a normal human being go back home to sleep? How can you go back home to sleep? This is the time you have to stay and defend yourself, because you can't leave that place just like that. You cannot. You bought a land there, you build a house there, you develop that place. All the markets they are burning, who develop it? It's Biafrans that develop markets in Lagos. And you can't stay there for anybody, any idiot that doesn't have future. I don't want to sound like discriminatory or racial, because we are not stupid.
You are being realistic.
It's only stupid. Yeah, it's only stupid people can be strong. Those silly idiots. I don't want to call any tribe or whatever, because when you see them, they sound so ridiculous and stupid. So you cannot allow all these useless people to continue destroying your hard-earned money. You suffer to get this money. You suffer to build all the houses in Lagos. You suffer to develop that place. You can't just allow these idiots that they don't have any single future to continue destroying your livelihood. This is the time you have to stay and stand and defend whatever you have. We are continually telling you that we don't belong to Nigeria.
Yes.
But you people continue squatting yourself, fixing yourself. They don't want you. Their action, their word is, because I have been following after this before their presidential election. I have been listening to all of them, both the ones that said they went to school and the one that did not go to school, both the ones that are pastors, the ones that are not pastors. There are no difference between all these people. Even when they are speaking, you can see hatred. We are not part of Nigeria.
Yes.
You people have to sit up and let us come together and get our own nation. We can do it.
We can.
If you can go to a forest where there is nothing and you develop that place, do you think that you cannot establish a good nation for ourselves? All of you should come together. We are not part of Nigeria. There is no two ways about it. All of you are just deceiving yourself. Because you cannot be in a nation, these people that don't continue suppressing and making us look so humiliated. And I cannot see when Ohanese or whoever that are idiots, because of small thing you are getting from this, all these crumbs that fall out from the table, you are getting, you are trying to subdue or talk nonsense. We are going to pursue a hell out of all of you.
That
And you are
reminds
going to
me.
get for
That
that place.
reminds me, my sister. You know, you triggered my consciousness. Anybody, of course, if there is supposed to be a proclamation that anybody, if they kill any one of our people in Lagos and this political leadership upon our shops, these politicians who claim they are our representatives, if they cannot act, our people must go and destroy their own house. Our people must go and destroy their own houses. If they cannot stand up to defend the people which they are advising to be in one Nigeria, that is exactly the way it should be. That is why I
Yes,
made this
because
program to ask autopilot what is it that they are doing. Only looking for election to boycott.
which boycott? What are the one they talk about boycotting? What did they do? When you are asking them, you are asking whatever why they haven't gone and burn pipeline. How can a cockroach burn a pipeline? All these people that are like cockroach and ants, they can do nothing. The only where you will find them is where our people are selling akara in the village.
Exactly.
They will go there and kill them and say woto woto. Woto woto is the key. They cannot do nothing. It's just trying to intimidate and create fear in their own people that are already suffering. Just like the way we are suffering now. Whether you are outside, you are suffering. You can't say because you are outside, most of us, we cannot even go home because you are not happy to go home.
Of course.
Where are you going?
Is it happy or you are
Where
not
are
even
you
safe?
going?
You are not even safe to go home.
To go home. Where are you going? You don't have a home. Even if you're a citizen, wherever you are, you don't have a home. You don't have a home. You don't have a home. So, all these idiots you are talking about, anybody that wants to continue listening to the idiot who is complete failure and a criminal, because he's a criminal. The other guy said it took him 2 months. It took me, it took me a week to dictate who Simon is. It took me a week to dictate him.
Wow.
Are you getting me?
Yes.
A week. It took me a week. And why I was there for a week to go into 2 weeks, because I was there writing his platform, defending DOS, warning him that he's allowing his platform to be used to insult our leadership. And when you are insulting our leadership, you are insulting Mazen Nandikano. He will say he's not the one insulting them. I said, when you allow your platform to be used, indirectly, it's not going to take you time. You are going to insult the leadership. And that is what happened. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I know him that is a useless and he doesn't have work. All this work, all this thing that is coming out now that he doesn't have a work, you are going to detect it.
Yes.
We are going to detect it.
Okay, round up. Use 30 seconds.
Okay, anyway, judgment, I don't have anything. Why I'm calling is not because of these auto demons.
Yes,
Seriously,
yes.
I don't want to be talking about them because if you come to my YouTube, anything about them, I block all of them. I don't want to see any of them in my phone or my anything. I don't want to. Do you understand? Because they're useless. We have important thing that is facing us. Why I called is for our people to rise up and know that we're not part of Nigeria.
Yes.
There is no need of you deceiving yourself. Stand up and support IPOB, who that you know that is like that has already indirectly we have a government already. If you don't know that IPOB has a government already, we have a government indirectly. Do you understand? And that is if you listen to anything about Biafra, who do they call is IPOB. So everybody should put a pillar within IPOB leadership so that we can push this Biafra forward, Biafra thing forward.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Judge Money, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
And thank you, Biafrans.
Thank you for calling. So, of course, you have seen that the autopilot, they cannot call They will be in comment section asking questions like cowards. There is this guy called Dennis Damenis. Of course, one of the comrades on the comment section gave him or her a befitting response. He said, when is DOS coming to talk to Biafrans? Then Karagod said to him, of course, I didn't know Karagod, you are following that guy. She said to him, are you no longer following Ekperima with a laughing emoji? You know, this is exactly what these people do. We have less than 5 minutes to go. I don't know if there is any autopilot who want to call in, who is bold enough to call in. It's either to tell me that what I am saying and what our opinion is still not the right one, and or to tell me the reason why they have not gone to the pipeline. Why are they going to democratic process? Because going to the pipeline is called freedom of expression. It is expressing your grievances. It's going to the pipeline and switching it off. It is expressing your grievances that Nigeria cannot be, getting money from this land and they are not doing anything to the people of the land, and they are not actually answerable to the people who put them to the power position where they found themselves. So it is part of it, which is the easier one that they're supposed to do. I don't know why they will leave it and go into democratic process, yet they are still asking for referendum. Is that not an irony? Is it not an irony? These are the things that we need to continue to, deliberate upon. Of course, you have seen how cowardice they are. They are all cowards. They would rather hide their faces in the comment section, writing rubbish. Even the things that they are writing are the things they cannot even be able to read themselves or defend themselves. That's what they do all the time. Let me actually check some of the comments and then we'll call it a day because I have less than 3 minutes to go. I am autopilot instead of following faceless criminal called US. Oh, the criminal. But yet you are asking the same idiot who said, when is the DOS coming to address Biafra or talk to Biafra? Then he was asked, when one of the comrades decoded him, immediately he said he's autopilot. He doesn't follow faceless people. Of course, that is his Ndi Nzuzu. Ndi Nzuzu, they are the Lai Mohammed and the Lorito Onochie recruitees. Remember, I want you to know that it was Lorito Onochie who fought for Nelly, for the nude of Nelly Simon shared, because they were all working together. So now you see Lorito Onochie who gave the Akpaamu Nsima the campaign that he is using his platform to do. It is through Lorito Onochie, through Nelly. For you to know, these are the people who came to fight our people, who came to, tell you that the DOS are not doing the thing, DOS are not doing that. Lorito Onochie, APC, she's the one who recruited them. Are you now paying attention? So they will never call. They are people who are actually, slaves and the mind of conquered people. That's what you see in these people. When you can actually, get you can see their vulnerability, you can see their gullibility. It's actually, they don't have brains anymore. They cannot reason for themselves anymore. These are a bunch of cowards. All they will be on social media is writing water promise. We need action. We need action. I have shown you where there is action. Where there is action is go to the pipeline and switch it off. That is where there is action. That is, if you need action, if you need Nigeria to answer you, if you call them now, they will answer you. Switch off the oil pipe. Then when you protest in Britain now, Britain will say hello. Tell that man to use the money and all the $10,000 donated to him for the war that he is planning against our people. He should use that resources, go to the pipeline, switch it off, and quickly there. If you switch it off, you quickly there, you stay there, and give Nigeria ultimatum. That is how it is done. You need to do something. You say you want to do economic sanction with market women. That was how he began. He want to do economic sanction by in the market. But you cannot do this economic sanction with the thing that is benefiting your oppressor and benefiting the same people you call, the government that is not answerable to anything or accountable for anything. You cannot do that.